you have no idea what's your limit until you actually believe, or even you don't have to believe. You just need to lie to yourself that you can do it. Then your brain will actually make it work.
Alright, hi guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We are here today with Mr. Akme, founder and CEO of Jibril Restaurant.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you so much for agreeing to meet up with me. I've heard a lot about Jibril Restaurant and I heard a lot about your salted egg.
I see.
It's so famous sampai kat Singapore. Even my uncle, whenever he go to KL, it's a must to have Jibril's salted egg.
I see.
Before going back to Singapore. So that's how good Jibril's salted egg is.
Good
So
to hear that lah.
thank you so much for coming, and maybe you can actually introduce yourself, and you can also share with me more about how you started Jibril.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. So my name is Akmir Ahmad Azan. Should be in English or Malay?
Dua-dua pun boleh.
Okay, alright. So
whichever you are comfortable with.
Okay, so my name is Akmir Ahmad Azwan, and you can call me Akmir. I'm 31 this year, 2024. Well, I'm the person who running the show for Jibril. By profession, I'm actually a practicing lawyer in Malaysia.
Okay.
That's my full-time job lah. Having my own firm, and then at the same time, I'm also running the show for Jibril. Jibril started off 9 years ago, when back then me and my partners were still a student lah. When we studied law in UiTM Shah Alam, we had this annual theatre. We call it as mock trial.
Okay.
Mock trial. So happened to be the third mock trial for UiTM Shah Alam. The title was Jibril. And people would say, oh, Jibril ni apa, malaikat ke apa? Actually bukan. Jibril ni is a fictional character of a lawyer yang perfect lah. Dia handsome, bijak, pandai, whatever. Nama dia Jibril Azim. So actually that's how Jibril ada sekarang ni lah.
So it's a film project that you did.
Correct. It's a theatre project that we did, me and my business partner, Imran Sheikh. Yeah. So it was initially just for the purpose of mock trial, but it turns out to be successful, and people keep on asking us, hey, what's the subsequent plan? What is the subsequent plan and whatnot lah. And at that point of time, we have a coconut ice cream business known as Sangkaya. If you guys
Sangkaya, okay.
Yeah, but we are not the founders. Basically, kita orang ni macam the franchisee in a way.
Franchisee of.
Okay. So that business actually, alhamdulillah, turned out to be successful. So we had to move from small stall dekat sewa dekat orang, and then we had to move to a bigger lot. So kebetulan that we have to move to a bigger lot, and then at the start people keep on asking us what's the subsequent plan. That's why we, you know what, why don't we create a cafe? So because we know that we need new business, we need to expand. So the idea is, if Jibril is real, is really exist, this Jibril SS15 and whatnot, semua ni, it will be the kind of place that Jibril akan datang lepak. So that's how it is lah. So that's why people confused. Ni apa ni? Takutnya. I don't know why when people say Jibril, dia takut kan. Padahal kalau you pun, dia malaikat yang menurunkan wahyu.
Yeah, correct.
So anyway, so it's actually based on that character lah. So it started off 9 years back when we were still a student, and in this business we have 4 partners. Myself as the executive, we had Imran handling the creative. We had Atik handling the operation, and Nurin involved the communication and investor relation lah. So 4 partners running the show, and now alhamdulillah we have 4 outlets lah in SS15, the main HQ, Publica, the second one, Publica, Bangi, and recently JB lah.
Yeah, the one
that
right?
Banyak Singapore datang.
Yes, correct. The one that has a bookshelf.
Correct. Yeah. So the background is simple, because when we first started the business, I remember I texted Imran, bro, kelakar sikit lah. Okay. Aku nak kaya tu, macam mana nak ubah nasib dia. So dia macam, tua aku pun macam nak kaya tu, pergi buka business. So that's how it all started. That message I sent to him, not sure message ke WhatsApp then, dia kata, jom kat business, kau betul. So that's how it started lah, with that message, because I know I need to do something for my family then lah. So alhamdulillah, bila I ada pinjam di abang I, nak buka ni, because I tak ada duit dan kan. And then luckily the Sangkaya coconut ice cream business was successful. So we get to use part of that money to actually expand.
So you use the profits from Sri Sankaya.
Sankaya, but
Sankaya.
yeah. So
To
the
open up
bulk
a
of it
cafe.
lah, correct. So that's how Jibril, in terms of the name, how it arrived. But in terms of the concept pula, we have a speakeasy bar concept. So it's very controversial lah. But technically, what we're trying to give to the customers, something different. So in 9 years ago, when you say makanan tu sedap, usually dia sangat tak selesa, the place. But if tempat dia selesa and whatnot, it's either too expensive or makanan dia mesti tak sedap.
Yeah.
So we're trying to actually infuse all this into one. Makanan sedap, location okay, selesa and whatnot. So we're trying to do that. So speakeasy in itself means, I mean, during the American prohibition where people cannot, drink and whatnot, so they tend to go into a secret bar then.
Yeah.
But we understand that the market, the majority of the market actually, they want to try how the bar feels like, but at the same time they are very like, Staf Muazzim. So that's why we're trying to bring that up. We don't want to create any controversy actually. It's more of giving the experience. So alhamdulillah, now to cast away all the doubts, we are 100% halal certified lah by JAKIM Malaysia. It's pretty strict. 3 to 4 years of preparation and finally we got it lah.
Yeah.
So that's about the background lah.
Amazing. Maybe you can actually share with us what are the struggles that you and your partners face during these 9 years, throughout these 9 years, building this empire.
Okay, I think the first, the obvious struggle I would say is that the lack of experience. When I started off when I was 22 years old.
22,
yeah.
Very young.
So and we had zero experience. We literally had zero experience and we had 100% of commitment and energy then lah, right? So having lack of experience leads to a lot of mistakes. Whether it's expensive or not is different story, but a lot of mistakes that we made. So first, lack of experience. That's the first challenge. Second, the fact that the support that you receive technically masa mula-mula tu is nil lah, right? So it's like macam kau gila ke? I don't know those kind of words. So but I kept going lah. And the third one is actually financial because we are until now we are 100% fully funded by ourselves. So
there's no other silent partner.
No. Yeah. So
only 4 of you guys.
Yeah, and we're not from like super rich family that can throw away money. So every ringgit matters lah, especially dengan sekarang punya situasi kan.
Yeah.
Right. So when we want to do something or when we make a mistake, it's hard for us to rectify or to strategize because we have very limited options based on whatever funds that we have. So those are actually quite challenging for us, and I would say the first 2 years was complete hell warrior, and we struggled a lot. But one thing that I can share is if you want to do business, first you got to trust yourself. Second, you have to keep going. Because if I stop doing this, if I stop doing,
Stop doing after facing every
all these issues 7 years ago, if I stop doing it,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here. But I kept going, but not because I'm great. Because at that point of time, if I keep going, I basically losing. I have nothing to lose. I already lost at that point of time. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna give it a shot. And luckily we survived lah. So 2 years ago we started off with 7 ringgit sales, and then dia jadi 77 ringgit, and now so alhamdulillah dah okay lah. But my point is we were stuck with buying supplies on daily basis at a nearby store, and then we improved to weekly, monthly, and then now, so my point is, if you want to be successful or if you want to do something that you really believe in, you have to just keep going. So yeah.
So throughout that journey, throughout facing a lot of these struggles and obstacles, right, you faced throughout these 9 years, have you ever felt like giving up, but what if you felt that way? How did you actually manage to convince yourself to try again and again after you failed?
Right. I think, a feeling of giving up is natural. Natural as human being. Sometimes when things get hard, you tend to feel like that lah. Tapi whenever I rasa macam I'm a bit burdened, I always reflect myself to see how was my situation then. It used to get even worse than now, for example, and I managed to go through. So first of all, you have to reflect to yourself. Secondly, I think you need to have a strong support, in the sense that a person that you love and you know who will fully support you, you have to talk to them. So I think those two things are actually very important for me. Support from the one that you love and you trust, as well as you have to reflect yourself. If you're super down, you just kena tahulah ada ramai lagi orang lain yang lagi susah daripada you. And
Is that perspective
Yeah.
and angle you see?
yeah, because I believe in if a person asyik fikir on satu benda yang teruk, okay, even though ada like 100 benda yang baik, you will only think teruk.
It
negative.
will be teruk.
Yeah, it will be teruk.
Yeah.
So if it's bad, fine, it's bad, but cuba you fikir balik berapa banyak benda positif yang dah berlaku dan akan berlaku. So that's how you motivate yourself. Because at the end of the day, bila you buat something, it's actually the battle between you and yourself tau. You rasa macam kalau susahnya tak boleh. Sebenarnya senang je. You bergaduh dengan diri sendiri je. So that's how I do it lah.
So it's important to think in a positive way.
Correct. Yeah.
And
You have no idea what's your limit until you actually believe, or even you don't have to believe. You just need to lie to yourself that you can do it. Then your brain will actually make it work. So itu I punya style lah.
yeah, amazing.
I might be lucky, I don't know.
So when you actually started Jibril, you started alone or right away with the partners?
It's with the partners.
With the partners.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about partners, right?
Yep.
A lot of businesses, right? They struggle to build up a business
Right.
with partners.
Yeah.
What do you have to advise people who actually wants to start up with partners or to start up alone?
Okay. I think I agree 100%. Having partners can be difficult and can be a trap, in fact. But if you have no options like me, first, why I have no options? Because of the financial limitation, because of experience limitation, as well as the lack of some expertise in me that I might need partners. So if you have that situation, I think it's okay for you to have partners. Unless you're super rich, you are the team you, tak kisah, then that's a different story. But majority of us might need partners, given some of those three things that I mentioned. But having a partners, you need to basically evaluate and identify what's the strength that the other partners has that you don't have. So only then you can actually complement one another. So if you rasa you nak rasa you hebat je, then it's not going to work. Having a partners means you have to compromise. Dia macam ada partners in life juga, macam ada wife or girlfriend. You need to, it's all about compromising and complementing one another. Kalau you nak berdentum, then you buat seorang. So that's my strategy lah. So like for example myself, I'm a very practical person. I'm very objective punya person. I want to do this. Let's make it work. Alright. And I might not good in design, creative and whatnot. So that's when Imran comes in and help on the creative side.
Yeah.
Right. But he might not know how to run the show. So we complement one another.
Each other.
Yeah. So for example, nak
It's
buat
like you guys it's like a pillar.
betul. Yeah.
Right?
And
One pillar goes out, it kind of crumbles a
yeah,
bit.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. Yeah. And not just that, we also need somebody who knows how to run the operation and knows the numbers, for example. So that's where Atik comes and help us. So I might when I went through, okay, so these are the documents that we have to go through. So how do we strategize on for example, pricing? I have no idea how to do that, but Atik will come and help, right? So another example, for example, okay, we have to create a website. I have no idea how to do that. So Atik knows how to do that. He's very tech kind of person, and whatever wording punya section, then comes to me because I know how to word things out. So macam itulah, right? And then when we have to meet new potential business partner ke apa ke, and we have to expand further, so that's another one. Nurin will come into picture, will connect the dots, because she knows how to talk. And she can definitely connect the important dots that we can't even connect all this while, she can do it. So complement each other and also identify what's diorang punya strength.
Yeah.
And so that's how it works. kenali you punya partner, and then kalau you tahu dia jenis macam ni, so when dia tengah macam tu, you relax. Sama macam kahwin jugalah, macam itulah, okay? So when you tengah marah, dia orang relax. So that's how you maintain the harmonious relationship lah. And there's no issue, you can do it.
There's no issue.
Yeah, having a partner is okay.
Yeah. Because a lot of them do fail to, you know, complement and compromise with each other, right? So a lot of times having partners, it didn't work out for them.
Agree?
Some actually they are more okay doing it by themselves.
Yeah. Memang ada sesetengah
So
orang.
it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Also.
For example, my legal firm, I'm alone. For example, I don't have any partners. So
because you don't need to.
Correct. So, because I don't need to. And that's why if you nak buka restaurant, I don't think I can do it alone. So whenever I'm down, I always have these 3 people to go back and, hey guys, need help, I need some opinion before I make a decision. Yeah, sure, let's meet up and discuss. So that's how lah. I think that it depends on the situation and what's the business lah.
So going back in time, is being an entrepreneur and a lawyer, having a law firm, was that your dream from the start?
Surprisingly, no, because I always wanted to become a pilot, to be honest.
Oh,
until now, I really want to be a pilot.
Until now?
Yeah, but I couldn't because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe factually ada kesalahan sikit lah. When I habis XPM then, when I was a secondary school, I wanted to become a pilot. So previously Malaysia Airlines, diorang ada macam like some cadet pilot punya program.
Yeah.
So I applied for that. And then I got a response cakap, oh sorry kita dah tak ambil cadet pilot. So I memang rasa sedih gila time tu. Right. Lepas tu dia kata, oh you have to apply under swasta. Time tu swasta Melaka Aviation ke apa benda time tu. So I dapat dia punya fee 1 year tak silap I dalam masa tu dalam 220,000. Pada masa tu setahun. 220,000 setahun untuk that.
For the commercial license?
Yes. I tak sure lah betul ke tidak, I tak ingat dah lama dah kan. But then of course I tak ada duit time tu. Memang tak ada duit langsung. So I had to forgo that intention. So I apply lah UPU. Masuklah apply law. Okay. Tapi kenapa I apply law sebenarnya kelakar? Because I rasa lawyer macam handsome juga kot. Bolehlah kita try. Pada masa tersebut I decide sebegitulah. Macam handsome je dia lawyer, kita try lah. So
also after making that theatre punya film Jibril, it kinda inspired you as well to be
No. Okay. So this decision actually I decided when I was like 18 years old then lah ke. 18. Because
it's before.
It's before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I tak boleh jadi pilot, so I apply UPU. Then I masuk jadi foundation law and then masuk degree law lah. And during the degree punya life tu yang I dapat this, we do this mock trial lah. So and then it wasn't that bad. So I thought why not lah, just jadi je lah. Because having that legal knowledge actually helps you not just to become a lawyer. It helps you even in business. So nobody can actually, cut corners or try to tipu you. You know how the legal stuff. In fact, most of the agreement for Jibril Restaurant Group, I am buat sendiri. Because I know. So nobody can actually pusing-pusing lah. So actually having that knowledge is an advantage for you.
Definitely an advantage. If not, you'll be outsourcing to a lawyer who doesn't own your company, and this is your own company that you are handling.
I don't even outsource to my own firm. I'm just doing it in the capacity of an owner of the restaurant lah, for free lah. So that's how I do it.
So moving forward, what are the plans for Jibril? Are you guys gonna expand more outlets or maybe in Singapore?
Well, actually, speaking of that, I went to Singapore last month. To explore cloud kitchen punya
cloud kitchen concept.
But we had to put that intention on hold because the commission can kill us lah.
Definitely,
So we try to calculate it's not possible yet. So we had to put that intention on hold first. And now I think this year we're trying to focus on internally
in Malaysia.
Not in Malaysia, I mean internally as a company, we want to strengthen our operation. For example, we want to set up our own central kitchen so that we can supply to all outlet with a consistency 100% maintained. Because now operationally each outlet has its own chef.
I see.
somehow we got that comment like, oh, this outlet lain sikit dengan this outlet. So we're trying to standardize that, having a central kitchen, and all outlets are basically just producing whatever that has been cooked.
So what you are trying to do is to create that complete full proof of concept.
Correct.
Before you decide on the next
steps. Because, for example, if I want to expand to Singapore, it will be easier now that I don't need a big space or a fancy equipment, because we already have it supplied from our central kitchen. So for this year, because we just expanded to JB last year, so we thought this year we want to take a chill pill kejap. We want to focus on the central kitchen. Then we'll see what's next. But we will focus primarily to strengthen our internal operation. So that's for this year. But for next year, we are looking at probably another one more outlet. Or if it's not outlet, probably we'll try to focus on franchising. But as of now, all outlets are 100% owned by us, operated by us. So we'll see which one comes first. Because I am a kind of person, I lay down options.
Yep.
I won't be too restrictive of, okay, we have to do this. Nanti tak jadi, macam mana ni. I macam, okay guys, ini ada 4 option, kita tengok mana yang sampai dulu lah.
See which the most strategic.
Correct. Because you see, you have a plan, fine, but you have to be flexible. In business, you have to be very flexible. You plan, next year tiba-tiba, PKP macam mana kau nak buat?
Correct.
So that's why you have to be very creative and flexible.
how you can adapt lah, based
Correct.
on what's going to happen in the future. You won't know what's going to happen in the future, right? Yeah.
And in fact, when we first started off Jibril SS15, our HQ, we had that conversation in January. We basically started to renovate on February. On April onwards, kita dah run.
Wow.
So kita orang gila sikit lah. Kita orang macam tu. Kita macam orang cakap, what's your business plan? What's your business proposal? Kita orang tak ada. Dululah kita orang tak ada. Sebab kita orang kepala gila sikit. Macam,
You just execute.
execute. Macam, kena buat. Jom buat. Okay, jom buat. January, 4 bulan je terus jalan business. JB, I rasa 2 bulan. 2 bulan macam, nak buka kat mana? Sorry, bukan JB, Bangi. Nak buka mana? JB, Bangi jomlah kita try dulu buat, tengok how the demand. Kita orang buat pull order time tu. Sebab delivery to Bangi is quite far from our HQ. So nobody will gonna order. So what we did was we pulled the order in. So everyone pays sikit lah, RM2. We pull the order and we see the demand in Bangi is a lot, is very high. So kita orang buka Bangi like a few months later. So same goes to JB lah. So that's just us lah.
So I think this is one of the number one problem a lot of people face.
Okay.
Is when they decide to plan on doing their business.
Okay.
They keep on planning so long. They plan this and plan that, but not much of an execution. And they are kind of afraid of whether the plan would work, right? It's about taking that leap of faith, right?
Okay.
So what would you advise to those people who are actually currently planning but are not executing it?
Okay. It's like a house renovation. You can never actually complete a house renovation. Meaning, bila you tengok, you rasa you nak buat lagi, you akan buat lagi. So, having a plan is good, but you really need to execute, because even if you plan like setahun sekalipun, when it actually happen, when you start executing it, chances are it's not going to happen as what you plan or anticipate. So, I think having a plan is good, but only to the extent that you rasa comfortable, jalan. Because bila you jalan, there's a lot more planning needed along the way. So, because when you plan ahead sampai say 10 tahun sekalipun, you operate the first month je, dia akan swing tau, daripada apa yang you plan. So, buang masa je you plan sampai 10 tahun tu. Why don't you just plan shorter period, so when it happens, then you have to reevaluate what's the route. So my advice is, having a plan is good, but you need to know when to start doing it, and you need to know your limit. So if you really cannot decide, please engage somebody, have a communication with a third party or your family or whatnot. Try to get their input. So not somebody who will criticize you, but somebody who genuinely will actually give you input.
Would having a mentor help on their business, or they shouldn't get a mentor first?
Okay, we don't have one lah. Okay, I would say it's good, I would say it's good mungkin.
Let's say someone actually wants to start a restaurant, right?
Right.
And they actually approach you because
Okay.
as a mentor to be for them to be the mentee lah.
Okay.
Would you be willing to actually mentor them?
Well, I actually had a few business owners who approached me to actually
see.
sought for opinion and help lah. But I always make it clear to them, this is my independent opinion. Alright, you cannot take my opinion in your decision making process. I'm just telling you the opinion so that you are aware of possibilities.
Yeah.
Meaning if you are taking this route, what are the possibilities for you to evaluate, not for you to decide based on whatever. So
Yeah.
whenever I bagi advice, I usually won't give a specific direction. I'll tell you what are the possible routes. You go ahead and decide. Because at the end of the day, it's you who will be, walking the route that you're taking lah. So I did that. Several of them, in fact, some of them actually ada lagi tengah run the business, very successful. Probably better than me, I don't know, but I did that. That's why I say it's actually good to have one, but make sure it's solely for you to get extra input.
Just a little guide.
Yes, and for you to make better decision. Okay, not for you to take the advice and whatever route that he will be taking, because probably the advice is right, but it suits his position, having better financial position, family dia, whatever. It's totally different from you. You might not be, you might probably be single, younger. So those decision actually, those factors can affect the decision making that you're making, decision that you'll be making. So yeah.
Yep, thank you for sharing. Maybe just last question, right?
Sure.
If you could turn back time when you were 22 years old,
Right.
when you just started Jibril, what would you advise your younger self? What would you say to him? You can take some time to think about it.
What would I say?
To your younger
To
self,
my
your
younger self.
22-year-old self.
Okay. Well, I think with that we have this conversation earlier. I think time flies very fast. I probably need to actually take things a bit, meaning I have to enjoy my life a little bit more than I worry. Maksudnya, I rasa when I was 22 years old, I risau lebih sikit on what will happen. I risau what will be my future. So I think actually you just need to worry. Okay, sorry. You cut that.
Okay.
I have this one, my previous boss lah. Mr. Adrian Tay. Dia ada bagi advice kat I. Dia kata, yalah, life is short. So in order for you to better manage your life, you just need to focus on the things that you can control. Okay? So whenever you want to do something, the first thing you have to evaluate. Adakah benda tersebut benda you boleh control? Benda you tak boleh control. So whatever benda yang jatuh under kategori you tak boleh control, you put that aside. Because you can't control, you just need to berdoa lah. Focus on the thing that you can control. Right. So probably itulah nasihat I kepada I punya umur 22 tahun. Use this formula supaya I lebih fokus dan I tak terlalu merisaukan apa yang akan jadi, whatever. So that would be my advice to myself. But I would say good job to myself as well for doing something that other people think crazy. Then
So your 22-year-old younger self would definitely be proud of your 31-year-old self now this year, and really inspiring. Definitely, I hope we can actually inspire others who actually wants to start to take their leap of faith from the corporate world to the business world. Right?
I would say to those who actually really want to do business but takut because of the financial position lah, your future lah, basically just do it. Because when you're young, at least you can start all over again.
Yes.
So it's better to try, and you know what, I didn't make it. It's okay, we start fresh. Rather than when you're older, you will feel like I should have done that. because the regret will bug you entire life lah. So my advice is just do it. You will figure things out. You have to really believe in yourself, and you don't know your full potential until you actually try. So that's my advice.
And don't be afraid of failures, because no entrepreneurs who are successful actually went through those journey and they don't fail.
Betul,
Right?
betul.
Most of
Unless,
them
yeah.
fail so many times.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they are up there.
And whatever you see, oh, dia ni berjaya and whatnot, you have no idea what happened at the back.
Correct.
Right. So it looks macam best yang jadi dia ni.
Yeah.
Actually dia dah go through a lot.
So many struggles, so many obstacles.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much once again
Right.
for sharing. Definitely an honor to
Yep.
meet you.
Okay.
And don't forget to click the follow button for more inspiring tales.